topics and what you can do with complex navigations and building very complex concepts and visualize that, and then you can link it to products and then to any other item in your catalog essentially. But for the first time today, I guess, Håkon, I think it's the first time, right? We're going to be showing like an example of building an actual navigation, which is, I guess, something that many people have been looking for. Like as an example as to how to do it. I mean, like a walkthrough of sorts. I'm not sure if we can call it that way. But it's a super interesting lesson we're having today. And yeah, that's a very, very quick intro. Welcome, everyone.
I like that you say super interesting. You're setting the bar at a proper level.
It's my personal touch because it's super interesting. Totally objective here.
But yeah.
Yep. So yes, I think like for today we have a new store in place. We're not using the furniture tenant, right? I mean, not the entire topic path there.
Yes and no. Well, we can use any tenant for this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll demonstrate with a couple of different ones.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
So people can see like different navigations essentially, and yeah, we're gonna also be sharing a little bit of, or sharing. You've already done that, but showing a bit of code as well. So how people can adjust this and tweak it and essentially make it their own way. So yeah, that's super nice. For any questions, guys, reach out in the chat. If you have like a question regarding how you can, make this yourself, and or reach out in Slack, of course, right, after the stream or in YouTube here. So yeah, sorry, Håkon, should I stop sharing screen and allow you to show us what you've done?
Yeah, let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
All right.
So let me focus your screen, and right, should be done.
All right. So let me quickly introduce paths in general before we move on to topic paths, because as many know, in the catalog, each item gets its own path. It's auto-generated from the name, and if you navigate down to children, you'll see that they get their parent and you get themselves, as part of the path. And you can use this for navigation in a website, which we're doing here. You can do shop, and then you can do decoration, for instance. This is the catalog path, the typical way, or the default way of having or setting up your navigation in your Next.js application, Vue, whatever you might have going on. So I wanted to show a newly released feature, which we released this week, which is the same concept, but for topics. So if you go to topics, like these are topics or tags, ways for you to assign, like to have a multi-dimensional product catalog. You can have, if you go back to our like a folder, and any item can have topics assigned to it, and you can assign any of them. We can assign something that doesn't make sense at this point, but the idea is that you can have one or many topics assigned to each item. Now I'm going to remove that because we're going to look at the topics we've got going on. So each of these topics, we call them maps, like the root node. Each of these topics now get a path, and you can see that from the catalog. What we can do, we can remove this, and we can query the path. This is again auto-generated from the name, and it looks the same as for the catalog. as you can see here, get special as a root node here. That special is being added to all its children and their children as well, so on and so forth. And what this gives you is actually a way to compose your navigation a bit differently. We've made an example, topics for navigation, .jamstack.shop, which uses the paths for topics for the navigation in the URL bar. I'll show you how this works. So if you do /color here, and I'm targeting the same tenant as before, furniture, which you can clone and make your own version of using the CLI, which we talked about last stream. You can then click this color menu item here, and you'll see that it lists out a topic which has subtopics to it. We can have a look back at the UI and see how color looks like, and that's true. These are subcolors. You can see that even some of them have subtopics too, like blue have dark and light blue. So if you go to blue, you see there's dark and light blue. You can also see that as well. I've listed out items, I think products specifically, that are assigned to the color blue topic. This smartwatch here is assigned to color blue and some other topics too. We can also further navigate down, go to dark blue, and see there's actually no items assigned to this. And all the while, you can see now in the URL, we've got color blue here that states that we want to navigate to this topic. And if you check the catalog, there should be no reference to color here or blue, because of what we're doing now. We're using the topics as a base for the navigation. And if we compare that with the typical furniture tenant website that we showcase all the time, you'll see that it's totally different, because here we're using other things as the rule of here. So if I do color, is it colors or color? Yeah, I think it doesn't matter. I mean, this is not going to exist. You're getting a 404, even though you get the same path. And obviously the reason is this one is not using topics for navigation. So that's the example. You can go to the bottom and you can change the tenant for this. This is an example repository. We can link to GitHub, I guess, in the video. You can change the tenant to one of your own tenants. We can change our teddy bear shop, and you'll see now it's pulling the topics for this tenant instead. So as long as you got a public catalog API, which is not protected by tokens, this website will be able to pull them, and we'll showcase you how that would potentially work if you decided to use topics for navigation. So the teddy bear shop has different topics: material, origin, toys. You can go to accessories. You see it has totally different products. We can keep navigating around. Teddy bears. You'll see here now topics as the base for navigation. So there are plenty of shops, e-commerce shops today that use topics for navigation. Although I don't have an example in mind, but I know it's not an uncommon practice to do it this way instead of the catalog folder tree structure kind of thing that is also quite popular. Do you have any use cases, like examples in mind, Saudos?
For platforms, you mean?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe platforms. Yeah.
Platforms, it's really common, like most Shopify shops are built this way. So you use tags and you name collections where different products belong to.
Yeah.
So it's pretty similar concept there.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So in a lot of shops, this would make a whole lot of sense. And obviously, you can sort of mix in that, do both catalog and topic navigation. Just be careful that you don't have to duplicate content, because you might get penalized for SEO. But for product listings like this in the list, it should be fine. So the way that we compose this navigation is shown in an example repository here, which we should link in the video as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty straightforward. And this is an example repository. This is not meant for production use. And the reason is we've got this switch of tenants thing I wanted to showcase. So, which means it's all client-side navigation. So please don't use this for production. You need proper SSR or SSG, like a static site generation. So, but for the purpose of the example and learning how this works, I think this serves the purpose well. So, for instance, let me go across this one. The header here, the ones that like pull all of the root topics or topic maps, it's located in it's in the components and main navigation and in its header. And in here, you'll see what we do. We execute this cute little query directly on the catalog API. And let me copy that and show you right quick how that works. The furniture, and we want to get all topics, and we want to get their name and path. This gives us this result back, which is what you need for your top menu. And then after that, once you click this, we fetch the topics page. Now let me do color and blue again. So this one here fetches the topic. It creates a breadcrumb, and it fetches the children of this topic as well. And all of that is located in the pages folder and this catch all topic file. And like the name convention here indicates that this will fetch every URL that is not, which is not mapped out by a get static paths thing for Next.js. This is Next.js specific stuff. Don't worry too much about that. Anyways, there's a query here to fetch the topic. This one fetches the next sort of level, and essentially the children topics. The breadcrumbs are made by going 3 levels up, and for each parent getting its name and path, and thus getting you the position in the topic. And if you have large topic maps, you have to get more than just 3 levels. And then we're getting the first 20 items that are assigned to this topic. And we're getting basic product information, like it's the product path, the name, and, well, the topics that it might have, because it might have more topics than just this one, and just the image. That's all it does, really. It lists them out like this. No magic to that. And then this yields this page. And you can see here.
Nice. One question I have.
Yes, sure.
I get one question. Well, not a question, more like a clarification. I guess like it's very common in most web shops to have, in the navigation, have something like a drop down. So when I hover over a color, I want to see all the optional colors that I may have.
Yes.
So I guess I could do that by pulling a bit more data from when I create a navigation bar.
Yeah, you mean here, yeah, exactly. Yes. So what you can do then is you can fetch each topic's children, for instance, and get their name and path.
Nice.
Then you get the direct children. Yeah.
So I could build all of this navigation entirely there, 1, 2, 3 levels deep, as much as I want.
Yeah, as much as you
this
want.
way. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Totally possible.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of sort of navigation here, the reason why this works is, first of all, the catch-all route here, which fetches any URL, and from that we're just composing a path to topics based on whatever you pass in, which means if you pass in something rubbish here, I do not exist, then, well, in this example, you don't really get any topic. It's just an empty page, which you would probably handle with a proper 404 if you did a proper implementation.
Mm-hmm.
But for the purpose of this example, this works just fine. There's really nothing here, nothing to show. And if you check out the network panel, you can also see what it's doing. You see it fetches from the catalog. It fetches the dark blue. Here it's probably a bit small, but you can use this for just inspecting the things that it's getting. You see there's no items with the dark blue, but you can see this is how the breadcrumbs look like. If we go to blue again, you'll see, yeah, these are the products with this topic. And we can obviously verify if we go to the blue smartwatch under electronics. You see down here that this is assigned to blue, leather, and metal. So if you went to material and you did fabric, leather, then it pops up here too. So it's a really nice way of showing your products across different dimensions than just in the catalog. Now there's one gotcha here, which you have to be careful about, which it is really the same as for if you use catalog path as a way to define your navigation. And that is for all the products. You can see here, if I click this, I'm adding product here. And the path that is product in the catalog is this last section here. The reason why I'm adding product is to differentiate between the two different views. And you can see this from the folder structure. I have a product folder, and within that I have a product catch-all file, which takes precedence over the other one, right, over the topic file. Which is the reason why if you add product here, it's going to try and fetch something from the catalog and display that as a product. Right. Mm-hmm. I think that was what I wanted to mention in terms of the example. We can definitely showcase other tenants too. The principle is the same. Listing out topics and using them for path is really powerful, and you can make some really interesting user journey,
user flow, navigation flow, or whatever.
Yeah, and exactly. You can mix and match. You can have both the catalog way, and you can have a topic navigation way too. So both are possible to do, even in the same website.
Combination, right? So you can combine them essentially, like build your basic navigation in the catalog and have something like a collection or, like, I don't know, seasonal sale or whatever, something like this, like a special, like you have there, using the navigation with topics.
Yeah.
So really nice.
Yeah, and obviously this website is available for everybody to try out. So if you have a tenant yourself that you would like to see how that would look like, if you were to use topics for navigation, then just click this button to change here, and put your tenant in here, and teddy, not my teddy bear shop, and press enter, and then it will switch tenant, and then yeah, have fun.
Awesome, that's great. Thank you very much, Håkon, for showcasing that. So guys, there will be a link in the description. I will let it now for both the live website and the code that Håkon showed.
Mm-hmm.
And also, if you have like any related questions, just reach out directly in the community in Slack. I'm sure Håkon can help you.
Yes,
you build it. So yeah. Yep. So guys, thank you very much again for joining. Like I said, by all means, feel free to reach out for any questions or something else that we may not have covered, or that you would like to see. And thank you again for joining. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.